The year is 1212. For decades, children have been dying in great numbers in Europe, not from disease or famine, but from war. Whole villages have been wiped out, leaving no adults to care for the young survivors. And so it falls to the few remaining adults to take the children on a pilgrimage over 400 miles to the Holy Land. But there's a problem. The journey is fraught with peril and the children are too young to handle it. So they turn to the only authority they know, the Pope, and ask him to protect them on their way. But this story has a tragic twist. You see, the Pope at the time was a little busy. He'd just launched an official military campaign to retake Jerusalem from the Muslims, and he didn't want to get distracted by a bunch of whiny kids. So instead, he turned to the next best thing, a 12-year-old boy who would become known as the Shepherd of France. And as you might have guessed, things didn't go very well. See, the Pope gave the shepherd the staff of office, a ring and a red hat, and proclaimed him the Grand Master of the Children's Crusade. And from that moment on, Nicholas became the leader of thousands upon thousands of kids, who all believed that God had chosen them to take back the Holy Land. In fact, when Nicholas reached Cologne, he attracted such a crowd of followers that authorities had to use catapults to lift him up to give his speech, which he totally nailed, by the way. I mean, the kid was only 12 years old. But after inspiring the masses, he led them on a 400-mile march through Germany, France, and Switzerland, surviving on the kindness of strangers. I mean, for a while, it seemed like the whole thing was going to work. People along the route donated food, money, and even carried the children on their backs. But as time went on, the crowds grew thinner, and the donations became less frequent. And by the time Nicholas and his ragtag army reached the Swiss Alps, they were absolutely starving. And then came the really tragic part, because most of the children simply didn't have the strength to climb the mountains. So they stayed put, while Nicholas and a few others went ahead to beg for food. But when they returned, they found that the other children had either died of starvation or been sold into slavery. So, yeah. That's why we don't let 12-year-olds lead armies anymore. For more tragic tales of tiny conquerors, stay tuned.